I don't think anyone really needs me to tell them that the world has fundamentally changed in so many ways over the last couple of years. But during the COVID-19 pandemic, we really have seen consumers behave and shop in really different ways. So, consumers who never once would have considered buying groceries online suddenly have groceries showing up at their doorstep every single week. And a lot of consumers actually tried new brands, new products, sometimes out of necessity because what they wanted was out of stock, but sometimes just out of curiosity. And so the numbers reflect that, right? E-commerce has grown by 35% year over year. And we know that 75% of consumers have actually tried new brands and products, and some have switched entirely. So this is the world that marketers are operating in today. Consumers are spending more time online, they're spending more money online, and in some ways that's like the dream. That's an incredible opportunity, but in other ways there's some real challenges for marketers as they think about how they break through the noise and break through to consumers. And that's why I think retail media networks have really started to pop up over the last couple of years.
So could you explain, Jess, what retail media networks are and some of the flavors that they come in?
Yeah, so, in the old world, an electronics company might place an ad for a TV somewhere. So you and I are browsing CNN.com, we see the advertisement for the TV. The problem is when we actually go to the store website and we go buy that TV company has no idea whether or not that advertisement worked. They don't know if you or I actually saw that advertisement and then purchased the TV on the store website. In the new world of retail media networks, what actually happens is that electronics company pays the retailer for the advertisement. And when we actually click on the ad for the television and we go to the store website, we add it to our cart, we check out, they actually know that that ad worked. And that's what we call closing the loop. And so that is the primary reason retail media networks work so well. And for retailers, it's a completely new, very profitable revenue stream that can also bolster their core e-commerce business. And for brands like the TV manufacturer, it's a way that they can actually see the effectiveness of their advertising.
Jess, so I wanted to ask, how big is this opportunity and kind of where is the arc to it, and what are some of the challenges for it to succeed, and what does success look like? What does the opportunity look like?
So this is a real opportunity. We think it could be over $100 billion in the next few years. And we've already, like I mentioned, seen a huge influx of retail media networks pop up over the last couple of years. In fact, it's no longer just the Amazons or the Walmarts of the world. We're seeing other big box stores, grocery stores, department stores all start to get in the mix too. And for good reason, right? We actually hear from advertisers that over 50% of them are planning to spend more on retail media in the next year.
Let me ask you, there's a lot of talk about retail media and first party data that they have and so forth. How does the data set that retailers have put them in a particularly valuable position?
That's a great question. Ultimately, I think it comes down to two things. The first is using that data to maintain a great customer experience. And the second is using that data to offer something very compelling to the brands that are going to advertise on your website. So on the first, I think there's actually an opportunity to enhance the customer experience if retailers do it right. So, if I'm searching for that new TV, make sure I'm getting the relevant ad for the TV that matches my criteria. The last thing, though, you want is the random or distracting video ad popping up when I'm on the checkout page, about to purchase. So that's why I think using the data to ensure that you're enhancing my experience as the consumer or the customer is critical. And it's often important, we tell our clients all the time, to test your way into what is the right ad to show to the right customer on the right page. And then on the second point I mentioned in terms of using the data to offer something compelling to brands that want to advertise on your site, I think it's very similar, right? It's the flip side. Make sure you're offering the opportunity to target the most relevant consumers for, the brand's products.
Jess, so a lot of opportunities in this retail media world, a lot of players, a lot of opportunity. Where do you see that in terms of the retailers, the agencies, brands? Who could be successful in this new scenario, this emerging world?
I think the beauty of retail media networks is that it actually can be a win-win-win situation here. So for retailers, they have this opportunity to create a new, very profitable revenue stream. But in order to win here, there needs to be the opportunity to tap into the first-party data to really target the right customer with the right product at the right time. Retailers also need to make sure they're able to play back the performance and measurement to their brand partners who are advertising with them. And I think for the brands and agencies who are making, decisions on where to allocate their ad spend, they can really win if they select the right retail media networks to spend with, and if they're quick to take the insights back that they're getting from this closed loop reporting to optimize their performance marketing.